everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today, first off, I'm so sorry. I've been MIA for a while. I've been working so many hours. If you yourself are a nurse or you work in the healthcare field, I love you. I love you and thank you for what you do. If you have a nurse, doctor, PCT, nursing assistant, my husband's mowing the grass. Make sure you give them a hug today and let them know how much you love them and how much you appreciate what they're doing, because I'm telling you what, we are tired. We are absolutely wore out. Anyway, it's a few days before Thanksgiving. I want to cook something today, something delicious, of course. I wanted it to be simple and easy, but it's not really turned out to be. It is simple and easy. I'm just kidding. I just got a little frustrated when I was waiting for my sauerkraut to cook. So, well, let me tell you what I'm making. I'm making some Reubens. That's what I'm making, some Reubens. And I thought I'm gonna make some soup to go with it. One of my favorite soups is like a cheesy potato type soup, ham and potato soup. So that's what we're having today. And there's a lot of noises going on in the background. I don't know what you just heard in the garage there. My dogs are crying because my husband's out mowing the grass because they think that, you know, they should be right there with him, and he's out mowing the grass. So he's not mowing the grass. He's, you know, doing whatever you guys do to those leaves that are out there all over the ground. He's mulching them or something. Anyway, I got my sauerkraut going on the stove. I started it off in my baby crock pot because I'm just making a little bit of it, just enough to go over the sandwiches. And it wasn't cooking fast enough for me. And so I put it on the stove. We're gonna do it on the stove. Got my potatoes cut up, and then let's go on over there and get the rest of this started because I am hungry. All right, let me give my sauerkraut a quick stir. Like I said, I've got this going on in the back. All I did, let me show you. See that? That's just a couple cans of sauerkraut, and I put just a little bit of bacon grease in it just to season it just a little bit. I didn't cook it the way I would cook my, you know, sauerkraut that I'm eating. This is going to go over my Reuben. I don't know if you've ever had a Reuben sandwich, but they're absolutely amazing. Got some potatoes in a big old pot. Now we're going to get this started. I am so ready for this. I woke up this morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Been working days and nights, so I'm like a baby. I got my days and nights mixed up, so I was ready to go. Raring to go. I thought I'm going to make me some coffee and plan my day. I had planned on getting all this stuff done that I don't normally get done because I've been working about 65 hours or more a week. That is chicken stock, friends, or chicken broth. I like to add that to my potatoes and also some water while I'm cooking them because it makes your potato soup so delicious. I wish you'd listen to them monsters. I had to cut it off for a minute until he got in the yard with the mower because they're just going, listen at him. I apologize for them. But we're gonna add, I got this on about medium high because I want to get this started cooking because I'm like really hungry. But I've got some celery cut up here and some onions and some garlic. We're gonna go ahead and add that right in the pan with the potatoes, and we're gonna let this cook all together. Some of the other spices that we're gonna use is, I'm probably gonna use some onion flakes as well. I don't even have to tell you, right? I don't even have to tell you why. That sauerkraut is smelling so good. And then maybe just a little bit extra. You all know I'm extra. A little bit of garlic powder as well. Ooh, that's salt. Make sure you're using the powder and not the salt, because we're going to add some, the chicken stock is already salty, so we'll taste it later for saltiness. But we're also going to add some Aunt Jane's Crazy Mix Up Salt. Let me find it, guys. This is what you're going to use. This is one of my favorite things to use in my potato soup. If you haven't used this, it's absolutely amazing. I'm sure you can find it at your local grocery store. It's not an odd salt. It's not an odd oh, I'm trying to pull it out here, seasoning. It's everywhere. You can get this Kroger's, Walmart, anywhere. But I like to put some of that in there as well. I also usually add some at, let me get it open. Wait, is that even open? I usually add some at the very end as well. So we're going to add a little bit of that in there. It's got all kinds of goodness in there, my friends. And I've also got some ham I'm going to dice up. It's just barely coming out of there. I'm not putting a lot in there, so don't be freaking out. I also use that in my potato salad. That is the main thing that I use that for, is my potato salad and my potato soup. Now we're going to bring this up to a boil and let it cook until the potatoes are becoming nice and soft. You don't want to cook it all the way done until they're mushy, because you know, you want to have a little bit of bite to your potato soup. So let me show you what I'm going to throw in there. Normally when I got to put some butter in there. We'll do that in a second. This is what I'm thinking of my potatoes with today, the sour cream and chives. Usually I use the instant potatoes anyway. That thickens them perfectly. It thickens the soup perfectly, because I like mine kind of like a chowder type deal. But I've always used, I learned this from my mother too, because these are flavored. These are flavored, and you can get any flavor you want to thicken your soup with. But today we're using sour cream and chives. I'll show you what we're gonna do with it. I also put about a half a stick of butter in there. This is potato soup. Butters and potatoes go together. So we're gonna use about a half a stick of butter in there, and it's gonna make it absolutely amazing. Now we're gonna give it a stir and let that melt. That's real butter, that's not the margarine. Give it a stir. And then we're gonna, once this comes to a boil, we're gonna turn it down, and we're gonna let it simmer, like I said, until the potatoes are kind of just a little fork tender. And then we're gonna proceed with the recipe. All right, my potatoes have been cooking probably for about 15 minutes, so they're nice and tender. They're the way I like them when before I add the rest of my ingredients. They're just, let me give you kind of an idea of how I like to cook my potatoes when I'm making my potato soup. You can just take the fork and go right down in there very easily. And you see it kind of starts breaking apart. That's perfect for me. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and stutter our words. We're going to add some milk. I always add the milk up just as much soup as I want. So I'm going to make a big old pot of soup. So that should be plenty right there. We're going to give that a stir. Oh, that looks so good already. So good already. I'm going to add just a little bit more pepper to it. My kraut is just about done. I'm telling you what, like I said, I usually cook it. I like a lot of pepper in mine, don't judge. Sometimes I put a little bit of crushed red pepper flakes in there too. It's just like, delicious. About the ham. I just bought that ham today, so I'm like really mad. I've got it in the refrigerator because when I opened it, it was all sticky and gummy and nasty feeling. It's not expired. I don't know why it feels like that, but it kind of like had a snotty feel to it. It's awful. I'm not putting that in the soup because I don't know if it's ruined. It smelled fine, but again, I'm not willing to take that chance. I also had to look at my the meat that I'm using for my sandwiches as well today. I had to go through that, and it really made me mad. We're also going to add some cheese to this, and we're going to add our potatoes to thicken it, and we'll probably add a little bit more of the Aunt Jane's Crazy Mixed Up Salt. I'm going to bring the milk back up to a boil, to where it starts boiling a little bit, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. While we're waiting for the milk to come up to a boil, I want to show you what I've done. I started decorating for Christmas about 2 weeks ago. Yes, I'm one of those people. But I want to show you my fireplace. It looks so, so pretty. Don't mind the box over there with the stuff in it. Don't mind that. I got to get rid of that. But I want you to look how pretty this looks. I got my little tree right there that I got at Walmart a while back. Those are the Santa Clauses Santa and Mr. Claus. Santa and Mrs. Claus. I've had that for some time. The little church there, I grew up with that church. I was little. My mom would always put that out for Christmas. So that thing is old there. It's really old. And I want you to look at that. Look at that pretty thing. I bought that at a bazaar. It was either last year or the year before. It was 2 years ago. I'm sorry about my dogs. They're driving me nuts. They are outside though. But I got that at a bazaar about 2 years ago at where Olivia went to school at. And then look at my pretty little birds there that my sister got me for Christmas. These are just some random little things that I just sat up there just to be sitting up there. And then if you look up this way, I've got a couple stockings, and actually that's a cookie jar up there. I thought it looked pretty up there. Got my lights, and there is my snowman, my tall tree. I should have those two plugged in, but I don't right now. My other snowman, some more stockings, and then this is the Christmas tree that I bought last year. Look at that. We got to get that fixed right there. I got to get the thing put back on that. But this is the Christmas tree that I got last year after my mom passed away. I wanted to get something nice and bright. I'm going to kill those dogs. But I just love it. We done it in the blue and the silver again this year. I think next year we're going to do red and gold. And right down here is my Santa Claus. Olivia hates that thing. She thinks it's freaky. I love it. I love it. But anyway, this is my little decorating that I done. Actually, I started just cleaning off the mantle a couple weekends ago just to get ready to start decorating, but I decorated. My milk has started to, it started to come to a little bit of a boil. I don't want it to come to a complete boil because, you know, milk will scorch. So you have to make sure that you're stirring it often. I'm going to go ahead and turn my sauerkraut off because I think it's done enough for our sandwiches. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to add some cheese to this and the potatoes, and I'm going to taste it for seasoning. You can put any type of cheese that you'd like to put in there. I always put some cheddar. I like cheddar in my soup. I am absolutely going to murder that dog. A couple nice handfuls. About a cup and a half, 2 cups of cheese. That's what I like to do. It flavors it so well. Give it a stir, and then I also add a couple shakes of this. Those dogs are on the naughty list today. You can't go wrong by cheese, right? You can't go wrong. I am so ready for this. I haven't had any potato soup. And there's the noise out in the garage. I'm telling you what. I'm done with today. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna take me a nap. Just give that a stir. And this, like I said, is your thickening agent. Some people use flour. Some people use cornstarch. Oh, why would you do that when you could just use instant potatoes? It thickens it nicely, and it adds more flavor. We're gonna see how that does there. I usually don't end up adding the whole pack. Now watch. Oh, it smells so good. Careful for lumps. But watch, this time I'll have to add the whole pack. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and assemble the sandwiches here. This is the bread that I bought. Roscoe, stop. It's the marble rye. I love this stuff, but it is a little pricey. But it's so good. It's so worth it. So we're going to go ahead and get these sandwiches put together. I've got my oven on 450. You can either do one of two things. You can make your sandwich up, then grill it like a grilled cheese. Look at that. Look how big that piece of bread is. Or you can turn your oven on like 425, 450. I got mine on 450, and I'm going to assemble the sandwiches, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Look how big that bread is.
Huge.
That's good. Okay. This is the meat that I was telling you about that I was mad because it's still good. All right, he's wanting me to assemble these a certain way, so we got to listen to sous chef here.
Don't mess with the sauce king.
Mess with what?
The sauce king.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. And he don't even eat seafood. How much meat you want on your sandwich? But he made some cocktail sauce that was better than mine, and I'll get the recipe off of him and show it to you.
Yeah. Probably put at least half that on each one. Put a lot of crowd on them.
You hear that, man? 5 pounds of meat on his sandwich. You have to make him big though, right? Go big or go home.
That's why they call them secret recipes, because they're secret.
Yeah. I'll get it for you.
No.
I'll get it for you.
No.
Man, that's a lot of meat. That's a lot of salt.
Yep.
We're going to add the sauerkraut to this. And what I done is I took some of the sauerkraut, per his request, out of the pot that I cooked, because, you know, it's the sauerkraut's real juicy and you really don't want it to, you know, make your bun deteriorate. And I wanted to leave the juice in there, you know, in case we want to snack the sauerkraut tomorrow, but you really don't want a whole lot of that going onto your, that juice going onto your sandwich, because like I said, it'll make your bread nice and mushy, and I'm not about that. So I just squeezed some of the juice out of the sauerkraut, so I can put it on the sandwich. This is pastrami. I failed to tell you that. This is pastrami. Most people use, oh, what is that? Corned beef, but we discovered this and it's so much better. You want more kraut than that?
Yeah, a little bit.
And then Swiss cheese.
You don't wrap them, you just cook them up when they're open.
Right. Look at that. That's sliced nice and thin, just the way I like it. Now you just put your piece of top bread on there. This is what we use, Thousand Island dressing to, I'm going to put mine on when it comes out. But he's going to dip his in that. He's got to be different. So I'm going to get this other sandwich assembled here. Assembled. And then I'm going to pop these in the oven for about 10 minutes until they get nice and toasty. All right, everything is done and it smells amazing. And he's still over there crunching. You know it's good if you hear somebody eating in the background. Potato soup is really good, but I like it better with ham in it. You like it better with ham in it?
Don't worry about me.
It's cheesy. Delicious. And this is nice and toasty and crunchy. Sure haven't had these in a while. So good. I hope you like this recipe. I hope you give it a try. Give me a thumbs up if you do. You know I love you guys very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.